the 1 year filing deadline exception. In this video, I am going to be talking about asylum exceptions. Okay, can you apply late after a year? Remember, asylum must be filed. Your claim for asylum must be filed within 1 year of your physical presence in the United States. But is there a way to apply late? We're going to discuss about it in this video. My name is Bijoux Ngwanda. I'm an immigration lawyer based here in DC. I do work with individuals across the country and around the world because we're dealing with complex U.S. immigration laws. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you're not new, welcome back. Thank you for subscribing, and please do not forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. If you enjoy the content, please go ahead and share, like, and don't forget to comment below. Also, don't forget to join me on my Facebook, actually my private Facebook group, where we answer questions live at least once a week or twice a month, depending on our availability. So you can click the link in the description box. Also, I have a new Instagram page. Okay, please go ahead and follow me on Instagram, because on Instagram we're really going to be focusing on the business side of immigration for entrepreneurs, immigration for workers, immigration for employment-based type of immigration. Basically, it's really going to be fun. So we need to get at least 100 followers by the end of this week. You can do it. We have at least 11K here, okay? 11,000. We can get 100, okay? Just do it. That'd be great. Much appreciated, okay? So let's get right into the topic. The topic is this: can I apply for my asylum late? I've been here for 5 years now. Can I still have a legitimate claim for asylum? My friend, you have to meet those requirements first. The first one is changes in circumstances. Okay, let me read from the screen because I'm looking on my screen here. An applicant may be granted asylum after missing the 1 year deadline if they can demonstrate the existence of changed circumstances which materially affect the applicant's eligibility for asylum. And when we talk about changes in circumstances, right, according to the regulation, the following situations constitute changed circumstances. That's what we're going to explain with the first exception, right? If you want to explain that, you start one of the example, right, is changes in condition in the applicant's country of nationality, or if the applicant is stateless, the country of last habitual residence, the country where you last resided. Okay, so for example, there is something going on in the country of Burkina Faso. There was a coup, military coup. The government got thrown. Some military overthrown the government, so they took power. That's actually really a good example for changes in condition in the applicant country of nationality, because this is going to give you the opportunity to actually have a legitimate claim of asylum, even if you're applying late. You can take that situation because really that's so obvious. It's all over the news. It has been a while, at least to I guess last month. But anyway, within a reasonable time of that change in circumstances, you can still file for your asylum claim. That's a really good example of something really that major change in your country, right? This is political, of course, but there are a lot of things that could be social. It's so major that's just change and give you a claim of reasonable fear of persecution. Yes, you can file for asylum, and we can make that argument for you. Another example could be changes in the applicant's circumstances that materially affect the applicant eligibility for asylum, including changes in applicant U.S. law, in applicable U.S. law and activities the applicant becomes involved in outside of the country, of fear of persecution that place the applicant at risk. Let me give you an example. For example, right? Changes in your circumstances, yourself, your own circumstances. I'm going to give you really a specific example. Let's say, for example, you came to the US and you became so vocal, right? You became involved in some political organization or social organization. Or maybe you have changed your sexual orientation, right? In this country and become vocal about it. And you know in your maybe you change your religion. You came here, you change your religion, you were Muslim, you became Christian, and you know that in your country of origin or the country you last resided, if you stateless, there's a lot of persecution of Christian people. And you came here and you just recently changed your faith for some reason and can prove it, and you can prove persecution, that now you feel persecution because there are a lot of changes in your actual life circumstances and belief or anything that you're involved. But the change in your circumstances has to be really major to warrant a legitimate claim of asylum, because there is a case where the person said that they were involved in some political organization here and become so involved in social changes, stuff like that, but BIA denied the claim. So you can't just, it can't be so minimal. It has to be so impactful for it to warrant a legitimate claim of asylum, okay? You came here, you were Muslim before, that is just an example, right? And then you became Christian, and recently there are really, not even recently, but now you fear persecution because there is a legitimate fear, reasonable fear of persecution for Christian people in your country. And you can prove it, yes, that's your changes in the applicant's circumstances, okay? One of the last case could be in the case of applicant who had previously been included as a dependent in another applicant pending asylum application. The loss of the spouse or parent-child relationship to the principal applicant through marriage, divorce, death, or attainment of age of 21. That's actually non-protonc. You can just do it too, but this, let's say, for example, there's a change of you were listed as a dependent, right? And then maybe you were a stepchild to that couple, and then there is divorce, or the relationship between parent or child just like is no longer in place, or the person died. Now you have to claim on your own merit, right? That's change in circumstances. That goes along with non-protonc. We've talked about it before. It's kind of like almost similar, but that's another example of change in circumstances, okay? So, and now we have the second exception. Yeah, you don't have to have both exceptions, but you can just prove either one, changes in circumstances, or extraordinary circumstances. So the second one is extraordinary circumstances, okay? So the asylum adjudicator will conduct an individualized analysis of the fact of the case when determining if extraordinary circumstances excuse an untimely filing. What are the examples of extraordinary circumstances? If there is serious illness or mental or physical disability, including any effect of persecution or violent harm suffered in the past during the 1 year deadline after arrival. You see, extraordinary circumstances. Like basically you became sick based on things that happened in the past. But you know, especially on the emotional level, some people, the manifestation of that comes later on, right? And you can still claim it as extraordinary circumstances. And then we have another one, could be legal disability. Okay. Another one could be ineffective assistance of counsel, but this one is pretty much difficult to prove, because with ineffective assistance of counsel, you have to be able that the lawyer in question did not provide effective counsel, and you try to actually file a claim or try to resolve it with them. You have to have a lot of evidence of that. It's not as easy as that, as it sounds, right? Another one could be the applicant maintain a lawful status. There's some people who had temporary protected status, and later on the protected status did not get renewed by the DHS. Now, because they were previously within status, now they lost status later in the process, so they can apply for asylum because they don't meet the 1 year 1 year rule, but they meet the 1 year filing deadline exception. Okay, because previously they were in lawful status. That's happened a lot, and this is really easy to prove. Another one could be the applicant file an asylum application prior to the expiration of the deadline, but the application was rejected. Let's say you file early, like let's say maybe on Sunday, and then the application get there like on Tuesday, and then got rejected because it was late. You can claim that really you meet the 1 year deadline exception. Okay. Another one could be the death of or serious illness or incapacity of the applicant legal representative or member of the applicant immediate family. Let's say somebody in your family died and you couldn't cope with that. It took you time to really come to terms with grieving and all that. You can try to apply under that 1 year filing deadline exception. Okay. Change in circumstances or extraordinary circumstances beyond your control that can give you a legitimate claim for asylum even after 1 year. Does it actually work? It depends on the argument and the proof we have at end. But most of the time it works, especially for people who can prove change in circumstances in the country. For example, this change of government and stuff like that, that's really, you can prove it. But if you just come with a claim of saying that, well, I didn't know the language, I didn't understand, I didn't know the law, that's not enough. Okay. So you can call 202-751-2180. You can click the link in the description box for consultation. Again, consultation fees apply. We are going to be talking a lot about this because we have a lot of laws to base on our argument on. So if you feel like you stand a chance, I'll try to consult and we'll talk to you about what you have and what we can provide. Okay. I know this is too long, but it's really beneficial for people who really need help. Okay. You can share this video with your friends and family. Until next time, bye bye.